Think back to the days when you were 19. You knew everything in the world, didn't you? Nothing was going to happen to you. It was always going to happen to the other guy. That's the attitude you had. Or no longer. They were both shot down. This guy was shot down over. Well, my thought was, well, for sure, I'm going to enlist now. What else could you do? It's either that or try to find a job and wait till you're drafted.
American bombers pounding enemy bases in Germany, Italy, occupied Europe. On that nation's destiny. To win final victory, more and more fighting men are needed. To train, equip, and get these men to the front is a...
It was the fastest at the time of the multi-engine bombers. It was the most difficult to fly. It was very unforgiving of a mistake.
World War II witnessed the emergence of a third dimension in warfare, in which the air became a primary theater of operation in addition to the land and the sea. One function involved direct cooperation with ground and surface forces to defeat the enemy's armies in the field, commonly called the tactical use of air power.
And on the bomb run now, that's where you get the flak usually. That's when the ground fire starts. We didn't have any aircraft, enemy aircraft action. But the plane, the group ahead of us, one of the planes in that group, or in that flight, takes a direct hit. Down he goes. Now that's the very first mission. One plane in the flight ahead of us goes down. We lost a couple more airplanes that time, but not in our flight. I think the group maybe lost a couple. That, you get to thinking about it, but again, you get back to the attitude that it's always going to happen to another guy, not me. But when we were back from the mission with a few bullet holes and maybe a few extra or lost crew members, you're on the ground, you're in a nice warm bed or a cold bed, or you're in safety until you get up in the morning and go on another one. Not so with the ground troops. They're always in danger. They don't have a nice, particularly during the winter of 44, 45.
Now a full-scale invasion is made with a full complement of mechanized equipment.
And after the war, there was a GI Bill that paid for my college education. If it hadn't been for the war, I wouldn't have had that. I don't know. I can't predict what would have been. I probably would have been a bum in Chicago. I don't know. I used to use the term, you go from the ridiculous to the sublime. I went from a teenager flying B-26s in the war to designing blimps.